We are cutting across to the upper house of the parliament, to the Rajya Sabha that has just resumed. Let's take a look on whether that discussion on Manipur really is allowed to happen there or not.
Nothing will go on the court. Honorable members, we are not setting a good example to the entire nation. The entire nation is watching us. The government is ready for a discussion on Manipur. We want to start discussion right now. It is most unfortunate that on 20th of July, precious time of the House has not been utilized. People have to pay heavily for this. We are ridiculing ourselves, sending a very, very dangerous signal to the world outside. As upper house, it is our prime obligation to set an example of serving public interest. We are far from it at the moment. I appeal to all the members to kindly take their seats so that we can discuss the listed business, and that is issue in Manipur.
चर्चा के लिए आपने अनुमति दे चुकी है। मेरा निवेदन इतना ही है, अगर मणिपुर में ये रियली सीरियस है तो ये पॉलिटिक्स अगर नहीं करना चाहते हैं तो चर्चा शुरू करने दो सर। हम तुरंत चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार हैं और हमारा गृह मंत्री जो 3 से ज्यादा दिन तक उधर रुके हुए थे, हमारा एमओ स्टेट फॉर होम, ही वाज देयर फॉर 23 days. It never happened during their period. Oh, we are ready for the discussion, sir. Right now, we government is ready for the discussion. Whether they are serious or not, let them tell it to the country, sir.
The House stands adjourned. House stands adjourned at 11 a.m. Tuesday, August month 2023.
Within minutes of its reconvening, the upper house of the parliament also now stands adjourned. There has been no discussion on Manipur, as was suggested by the leader of the house, Mr. Piyush Goyal, and also after the meeting that the vice president and the Rajya Sabha chairperson, Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, had with the leader of opposition, Mallikarjun Kharge, along with other leaders like Pralhad, Joshi, in his chambers. Nothing could in fact make good the logjam that continues in the parliament, and there has been no discussion, because remember, the opposition's outcry is that the discussion needs to happen under Rule 267. The government or the centre insists that 176 is a fair enough way to begin the discussion on the Manipur crisis. Remember, the background to this entire episode is also how the India Alliance delegation was in Manipur for 2 days. After returning, they had been part of a meeting where ample deliberations really took place, discussing about the strategy forward by the opposition parties to go ahead and question the government over the crisis that remains in Manipur for more than 3 months now. And now, despite a proposal that has been floated in the Rajya Sabha that let's allow a discussion, the opposition's demand is that the Prime Minister needs to come to the floor of the House, respond to important questions concerning the Manipur issue. In that regard, they've also, went ahead and filed no confidence motion in the Lok Sabha against the government of the centre, so that brings the Prime Minister onto the mat. However, nothing of that really is helping for the opposition to get the deliberations started. In fact, in this time, in the Rajya Sabha, they were the ones who, in fact, stalled the proceedings and insisted that the discussion happen under 267. My colleague Pallavi, who's been tracking all the developments, is with us on the broadcast. Pallavi, within minutes of reconvening, the Rajya Sabha also stands adjourned. No discussion, as was suggested by Piyush Goyal, on Manipur.
So this is exactly what we were discussing a short while back. The House has been adjourned till tomorrow. Any attempts which have been made to reach out to the opposition parties has clearly not worked. The moment the Vice President got up and he wanted to resume the discussion on the Manipur issue, we saw the mayhem as far as the opposition benches are concerned. Many of them, like Derek O'Brien, came up to the well of the House, and there are various statements which are coming in from many of the opposition front leaders saying that this is the death of democracy, this is how the two-faced government is, and we had given 50 notices. Actually, they had counted 50 notices under Rule 267 and there were only 3 notices under Rule 176, yet the government chose to go along with the minority rather than the majority. So it is in this context I have my doubts whether any discussion on Manipur will take place. What's going to be the fallout? Increase in acrimony between both the sides, opposition accusing the government of actually denying them the democratic rights, the government trying to make the points to the opposition parties and outside as well that look, we had opened the floor open as far as discussion on Manipur is concerned, but it's the opposition parties who actually don't want a discussion on Manipur.
Also, another point to add here, Pallavi, is that what we just saw in the West Bengal Assembly, we are seeing a walkout by the opposition there, by the BJP there, despite Mamata Banerjee bringing in a resolution to speak about the Manipur issue. And the claim that they are making is that even West Bengal or a state like Rajasthan has crimes against women, and that needs to be discussed first. So isn't that really diluting the stance that the centre has taken in the national capital, so to speak, where it has given them an upper hand, that they suggested that they wanted a discussion in India, yet the opposition stalled it?
See, I think both the sides are going to look at it in their own way. I mean, the opposition certainly will always go out, even outside Parliament, to make the point that the Prime Minister shied away. He could have spoken inside the House, but because the government did not want him to speak and because the government has nothing much to say, they've decided to take this route of 176.
Yes.
And even on the no confidence motion, if you look at the sound bites which are coming in from the opposition parties, even on the no confidence motion, they are saying that what normally happens is when a no confidence motion is pending, every other business is put on hold. But in this case, the government is not doing so. One bill after another. In fact, 2 bills were passed today. More bills are putting up on the agenda, which means the government is non-serious about the no confidence motion. But as far as the government is concerned, they said, look, we've always said from day one, you want a discussion on Manipur, we are ready for that. You're dictating terms to us, which is being absolutely unfair on us. And therefore, it's the opposition parties who are actually not serious. They're using the Manipur issue as a way to score political points against the government. It's not that they are feeling for the people of Manipur.
Also, Pallavi, the entire exercise of sending a delegation of the India Alliance on a 2-day trip to Manipur to assess the situation over there, then come back and deliberate upon the seriousness of the issue and ask questions of the government, possibly in the seat of democracy, that is the Parliament. All of that has gone kaput because of this stalemate that continues in the Parliament?
Well, yes, I mean, but again, as I said, I mean, both the sides are going to use it to their own advantage. The opposition parties had a 2-day delegation to Manipur. They came out and briefed the other members, and they do want to have the debate and discussion on the Manipur issue. So if it comes up in Lok Sabha by way of a no confidence motion, they certainly would want to put their readings on the wall. And also there's a life after Parliament, and you know, in the upcoming state elections, all the opposition parties are going to keep on harping on this fact that during the Parliament session, look what is happening in Manipur. Prime Minister stayed away from Parliament. Not a single day was he sitting in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Second, of course, is he was silent for at least 76 days. And when he decided to speak, he spoke only outside the Parliament.